Hello everyone, today is 19th of February, now it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon Moscow time. I'm Levan Gudadze and this is a new episode of Headlines, short summary of the news that I will talk about in my second news update on my Patreon page. If you can and if you want to support my work or this small media project of mine, you can subscribe to my Patreon, link is in the description box or in the pinned comment. That's been said, let's go through the headlines and well, I will start with RIA Novosti's report which says in its headline that right now at this point fierce battles are taking place in Zaporozhye sector of the Frontline, to be more precise in area of Rabotina, although I will add that Russian forces are quite active on the western side of Rabotina, also where Pitikhatka village is. RT's report with the headline that Ukraine use US-made chemical weapons, according to Russian Defense Ministry. Interesting news, and of course, by the way, all the details of news that I will report in headlines in second update on Patreon. RIA Novosti's a report that Ukrainian militaries were surrendering in mass in big numbers in Avdiivka, according to Pushilin, Denis Pushilin, head of DPR, Donetsk People's Republic. TASS news agencies report that Russian Prime Minister Mikhail Mishustin ordered to activate even further process of modernization of weapon systems that are used in special military operation. Also, TASS news agency's report, which is based on NBC News information, that US leadership is considering to deliver to Kiev regime ATACMS missiles, although with extended range. Of course, ATACMS already have been delivered to Kiev regime, and these weapon systems, these MLRS systems, were quite actively used by Zelensky's criminal associates and so-called Ukrainian army. But it seems like White House and Pentagon wants to hand over to Kiev regime longer range missiles that can be launched from ATACMS. And main goal seems like for Washington is to target deep inside Russian territory, also deep inside Crimea, and most likely towards Crimean Bridge. When this kind of information is becoming public, probably many of you did notice that usually before announcement weapons are already delivered to Kiev regime, so I wouldn't be surprised at all if these long-range ATACMS missiles already are in Ukraine, in hands of Ukrainian neo-Nazis and mass murderers. RT's report with the headline that West was overly optimistic about Ukraine. This is opinion of one of the NATO commanders. Also RT that Germany gives time frame for Russian attack on NATO. This scaremongering tactic is not stopping, by the way, and Defense Minister of Germany come up with their precise numbers when Russia cannot attack NATO. It's madness, man. This is madness, and unfortunately no one is challenging these idiots, man, like Pistorius and just the rest of them, man. Just nobody is challenging them. Today I watched on one of the channels statements from Nikki Haley when she was saying that, well, Putin said that he will, after Ukraine, he will attack Poland, and after Poland, he will attack Baltic states. And I was looking to this screen and I was thinking, what kind of journalists are you? Whoever is speaking to Nikki Haley, when you are not challenging and not asking, when did Putin said anything like that? Because he never did said that Russia cannot attack anybody, man. But that's unfortunate reality on the ground, because I mean, there are no journalists, by the way, in MSM, in mainstream media in the West. There are just simply no journalists left. all best journalists were forced to flee mainstream media and are now working as independent creators on their own projects. That's reality. Anyway, let's continue. Interfax is reporting that head of Israeli Foreign Ministry declare President of Brazil persona non grata. So this is quite interesting. Some diplomatic row is going on between Israel and Brazil. Artists report that UAE banks closing Russian accounts, according to media reports. It's interesting. It's interesting. Secondary sanctions, by the way. Many banks worldwide are afraid of secondary sanctions from US, from EU, and therefore it's becoming even more obvious that it's immensely necessary to create some alternative financial and banking system for this world, because countries worldwide cannot be dependent on Western financial system because it's not reliable. By actions of Washington and Brussels, other major capitals in the collective West, it's become obvious that Western financial system is not reliable and can be used against any country at any time, and therefore it's really highly necessary. BRICS to further intensify work, BRICS member states to further intensify work on alternative financial systems, so that they would not be afraid of sanctions from Washington, Brussels, London, or whenever, or whoever. And by the way, I will end this short video on this interesting news. Mayor of Moscow, Sobyanin, made a statement that for 2030 there will be three new lines of metro in Moscow. Metro is a subway, which is great. Moscow's infrastructure is developing greatly, really. Moscow is one of the most friendly cities to its residents and the guests. Municipal transport is, on top level, undoubtedly, and city continues to further develop, and 3 new lines of metro, by the way, with quite an impressive number of new stations. That's a big deal. And of course, dear friends, as I said in the beginning, all the details about this news in my second update on the Patreon page. I remind you, if I may, that I come up with this idea of headlines, these short videos, in attempt to generate additional interest towards my Patreon page, and I will be immensely grateful if you will consider to join our community on Patreon. Also, it's one of the major lifelines for this project, together with the support of members of our community through Buy Me a Coffee or PayPal. So it is very important to me and for this project. This is it for now. Have a great day, and before I go, dear friends, let me remind you that this evening about 9 o'clock I will have a live stream on my Rumble channel with the Telegram Reports program, and I hope to see you there. Well, this is it for now. Have a great day and take care.